Good day, Junior Tuckies. I'm Mrs. Bredenkamp, and in this lesson, I'm going to teach you the 12 English tenses. Let's get into it. Let's have a look at the 12 tenses. Let's start off with the present tense. We get present simple tense, present continuous tense, present perfect tense, and present perfect continuous tense. Then the past tense. We get simple past tense, past continuous tense, past perfect tense, and past perfect continuous tense. Then we get the future tense, which is future simple tense, future continuous tense, future perfect tense, and future perfect continuous tense. Let's have a look at an example on the next slide. Let's start off with the simple present tense. The example over here is he drives a car. Drives is in the simple present tense. Then if we move down to the continuous present tense, he is driving a car. Is driving is in continuous present tense. Then we move down to perfect present tense. So what does that mean? We are putting it in the next tense. He has driven a car. Then we move on to perfect continuous present tense. The example over here, he has been driving a car since morning. In this example over here, you can go over it by yourself. But what I do want to show you is that in our simple tense, whether it is present, past, or future, it is the simple version of that tense. Then if we look at continuous, we're usually having an auxiliary verb helping us out. So is driving is our auxiliary for the present. Was driving is our auxiliary for the past. And will be is the auxiliary for the future. Then we have the perfect tense. So either in present, past, or future, we are putting it in the next tense. So has driven, had driven, will have driven. So once again, the auxiliary verb is what's changing here. Then we go to the perfect continuous tense. So we're starting off with present. He has been driving a car since morning. Then past, had been driving, and future, will have driving. Now let's look at the tenses in more detail. We're starting off with the simple present tense. So this is when you are talking about the present or something that's related to the present. They are repeated actions, habits, general truths, wishes, or even emotions. And we use the simple present tense for directions and instructions. So, for example, she goes to school by bus. I am very tired. The plane lands at 7:30 a.m. Now let's look at the present continuous tense. These are actions or events that are happening at the moment right now or are ongoing. So you can say, I am not learning anything. Seppo is reading a book. You are always arriving late to class. A way to remember the present continuous tense is or are plus your verb and ing. Let's look at the present perfect tense now. So these are actions and events that happened at some point in the past, but the consequences or it has an effect on the current present. So, I have lost my wallet. Mary has broken her leg. The neighbors have just moved in. So a way to remember it is have or has used plus your past tense verb. Present perfect continuous tense. So these are actions and events that started happening in the past, but they are still happening today or right now. So for example, I have been living in Cape Town for 13 years. They have been waiting for over 3 hours. She has been learning isiZulu for 6 months. A way to remember it is have or has been plus your verb ing. Past simple tense. So this is to describe past actions and events that lasted over a period of time. So, I was running when I fell. They were watching TV while I washed the dishes. Someone rang the bell when Sarah was having a bath. A way to remember it is was or were plus your verb and ing. The past continuous tense. It describes past actions and events that lasted over a period of time. So, I was running when I fell. They were watching TV while I was washing the dishes. Someone rang the bell when Sarah was having her bath. So was/were plus your verb and ing. Then we have the past perfect tense. So these are actions and events that happened before another action or before a specific time in the past. So he had already left when I arrived. Brooke had already moved to France when that happened. When the police arrived, the thief had already escaped. So a way to remember it is had plus your past tense verb. The past perfect continuous tense. So these are actions and events that are started in the past and lasted into another action or event that happened in the past. So he had been waiting for 2 hours when he decided to go back home. The kids had been playing for only 5 minutes when it started to rain. By the time I arrived home, she had been crying for at least an hour. A way to remember this is had been plus your verb ing. The simple future tense. These are predictions and often spontaneous decisions. So, I think it will rain tomorrow. We will help you. You will find the love of your life in December. A way to remember it is will plus your verb. The future continuous tense. These are actions or events that will progress in some point to the future. So, I will be working when you come back. Jessica will be waiting for you there. We will be eating dinner by then. So an easy way to remember this is will be plus your verb ing. The future perfect tense. Now this is an action or an event that will be finished at some point in the future. He will have finished by 8 p.m. The man will have written the report by Monday. I will not have eaten by the time you come back. An easier way to remember this is will have plus your verb. The future perfect continuous tense. So this means when actions and events are at some point in the future, but they will have already lasted for an amount of time. So, by the end of this year, I will have been living in London for 7 years. She will have been waiting for 3 hours by 5 p.m. In 2 months, I will have been studying English for 1 year. So an easier way to remember it will have been plus your verb ing. This is just a summary table of what I've been saying in the previous slides. Remember these quick and easy ways to be able to put your sentences into the different tenses. Refer back to this, study this, write it in your book. That's the end for today, grade 9s. I really hope that you understand the 12 different tenses a lot better. Good luck and goodbye.